righty, there we are. Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you guys have had a good weekend. I can't believe it's freaking Sunday already. The time goes by ridiculously fast. Amazing, amazing how fast the time is flying. Wow. Here we are. We're almost at the end of October. Those of you that don't know, today is my twins' birthday. So Eddie and Heather are 22 years old today. So quick happy birthday to my kids. I've already talked to both of them obviously today. Um, I called Heather uh, like 6 minutes after midnight last night just to wish her a happy birthday. But yeah, and I sit there and I look at it and I go, where did 22 years go? That's the question that I would have. Where did that time go? But it goes very, very fast. So anyway, before we jump into anything, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. Also, just please let's keep the chat clean. No racism, no nastiness. If you can't abide by those very simple, easy rules, those awesome moderators in blue with the blue wrenches will boot you out of here. So it is just putting that out there ahead of time. And actually, technically, their birthday, because they were born. Let's see, they were born on the 29th, obviously, but it was like 11:48 and then like 11:52. So they were like right there. I mean, and I remember after they took Heather out first, and I remember going to the doctor, "You're going to get him out so he's on the same day, right?" And the doctor's like, "Yeah, we'll get him out on the same day." So, but very, very close to midnight. So they were one day away from being, or a couple minutes actually away from being born on the 30th. But so the 29th it is. So technically they really won't be, um, you know, until 11:48 for Heather and 11:52 for Eddie. So, but yeah, I'll never forget that. Never forget it. Got to be right in there, cut the cords for both of them, and you know, yeah, they were C-section deliveries. Yep, awesome. Yep, they were. Eddie's doing well. Like I said, had a good chat with him today. Had those gray hairs tell you where those 22 years went. No, all the white hair. I never went gray. I went from black facial hair to white. I went from brown on my head, and actually, you can kind of still. I shaved it today, but there's still a lot of brown up there. But it went right from brown to white. So it's the white is taken over now. But I blame that on two marriages. The white hairs. I blame that on two marriages. But yeah, the time does fly, though. It is amazing how fast that does go. But but yeah, anyway, but yeah, the twins were C sections, and I'll never forget. Like I said, me and actually Steve and I were talking about. Um, we were talking about it just the other day, and he said, "When you had your kids, that changed you," and I said, "I agree 100%. I mean, until I had my children." Um, Before I had my kids, it was about me. It was about my own whatever because it was I was only responsible for myself. I wasn't responsible for anybody else, so I didn't really have to worry about anybody else. And then when the twins were born, I mean that changed. It absolutely changed. Snow in Norway. Oh, good for you! Congratulations. Woo, too early for that. Well, you are in Norway, so a little higher elevation up there, and it is. A little chilly up in that area. But glad you're here. Glad you're with us. But anyway, I remember the first time seeing Heather and holding her, and I literally when we brought the twins home, I could hold each of them in one. Like I could hold one in one hand and one in the other hand. That's how tiny they were when we brought them home. They were so little. Oh my god! And that was like when we got them home. I said, "They're not going anywhere for a while. They're staying right here." Let them get some size to them. I remember, we had their stockings for Christmas. Uh, you know, how many weeks were they? I think they were 34, I believe. She had gone into labor earlier. She went into labor at like 28 weeks, and they had her at the hospital. And they had given her some medication to make sure that she didn't have them then, because they would have been just ridiculously little at that point. And so that we got that under control, and then she came back home. So it was either 32 or 34 weeks. I don't remember right off the top of my head, but yeah, it was and she still had 10 pounds worth of baby between the two of them. They were both over 5 pounds when they were born. Now, when we brought them home, they initially lose weight when they are born. So you know, your profile picture looks like you are carrying Eddie. Um, I, I don't remember. Well, he was maybe sitting on my lap. I don't remember. I don't remember. I'd have to look at the picture again. I don't remember. And people keep telling me, "Oh, you got to change that icon picture," and I'll never change that icon picture. I love that picture, of them at that age and like that. I'll never change that picture. But no, but like I said, I can remember the first time holding her and looking in those little blue eyes, and I was all done. I was all done. So, but I can tell you, my greatest accomplishment that I've ever done in my life, to me, is my kids, and that's it. That's my greatest accomplishment, and I do the same at my profile pics with my kids when they were young. Yeah, I mean, because to me, it's you know, it's so everybody always gets like this obsession with the Cheez-Its. Okay, that box, and I'll show you guys again, just so you know. All right, was given to me by one of my members. They brought it. It's not open. It has not been open. It has been sitting there unopened for a while. The other half, there was two packages the same size in here. The other half, I gave to Steve a while ago, and he ate them. So I have not eaten those yet. I haven't opened them up. But I don't want to open them up because what'll end up happening is I won't end up eating a lot of them, and they'll go stale. So what I was actually planning on the last get together is getting a bowl, putting them in a bowl, and putting them out so that everybody could just help themselves, because then they'll go because people will eat them. But yeah, I just so they sit there until then I decide to get them out of here. So what do we got? 376 in the chat already. We just like giving you flack. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. But it seems like people are obsessed. They're obsessed with you know the other half must be for me. Max says, yeah, exactly. See, people seem to be obsessed with what I have sitting over here for whatever reason. I don't know why, but that's okay. So anyway, so we're at 394 in the chat. We got 145 thumbs up. So I'm going to ask you really quickly, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, to please do so to show support for the channel. Again, I thank you ahead of time for that. It really does make a huge, huge difference with the algorithm. So the more interaction, the better for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Um, and, you know, please subscribe. My brain went blank for a second. I'm sorry. A glitch in the matrix, right? And like, comment, and share. So thank you ahead of time. Make sure you hit all notifications as well for the bell icon. That's what I was trying to get out, and it just wasn't coming out. So, all right, let's get into this now. So, obviously, everybody knows now that Israel has started their ground offensive. They're making forays into, the West Bank, and remember playing Doritos? I do remember playing Doritos. So, no, I very much doubt that we'll get any trick or treaters. No, I don't think that'll be the case. That would actually, when we lived where we were up in New York, we didn't get trick or treaters. Now, when I lived in Greece, New York, we always got a lot of trick or treaters because we were in suburbia, and so I always loaded up with candy and gave the candy out to the kids. But yeah, no, out where we were at the other homestead, We didn't get trick or treaters out there. And we definitely won't get trick or treaters out here. I would be shocked if somebody knocked on the door and said trick or treat, uh, because it's a long way in from the main road. So, hey, full of hope. Ed Ireland here. Love chatting live streams. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And thank you very much for the donation. And again, thank you for staying up late because I know it's a lot later over there. You're like 5 hours difference. So I appreciate you staying up for the live stream. So thank you. But anyway, so, again, Israel has started their ground offensive. They're calling it a long, drawn out thing. It's just the stage. And who knows. Ed, will there be an egg count with the new chickens? You know what? You know what? Yeah, I think what we'll do. This is what we're going to do tonight. Okay, so anybody that's been watching knows what's going on. Mr. Lucky has been introduced to three ladies as of yesterday evening. He has three ladies now with him, and so he is not alone. And we do have hens here now as well. So um, there's always an adjustment period with birds. To be honest with you, it's upsetting for them for a change of venue, if you will. They're used to whatever their environment was, and now they're in a new environment. So what we'll do, I'll tell you, this is what we'll do. JJ, remind me at 8:30. 8:30, we'll do the egg count for here, and then at quarter two, we'll do the normal egg count for up in New York. All right. So obviously, three hens. It's going to be a lot easier to guess. Somebody's going to get it right. Let's put it like this: somebody's going to get it right with only three hens. So we will 8:30. We'll do that. All right. So anyway, so yeah, they're greetings all. PN1 on the live stream tonight. Nice. So very cool. But yeah, I'll tell you, it's the situation over there. It's a very tumultuous situation. They were talking. I was watching a lot of stuff today, a lot of information, and they were talking about that we had 21 attacks of bases in Iraq, in Syria, and those type of places that where we have troops. And some places had multiple attacks. There was one I think that had like seven. I mean, I don't know how many bases for sure that we have over there. You know, in that region. I'm not 100% sure, but and so, but anyway, that's that's where we're at with that one. But it's you know they're making attacks. We retaliated, obviously, as everybody knows, and they did what they did with that. What's your take on the ammo ban for citizens? It wasn't an ammo ban. It's not an ammo ban. What it is, it's an export ban on guns being sold out of the country. So it was not an ammo ban. That's not. No, there's not an ammo ban. It is that we can't export guns out of the country for 90 days. I don't get that either. Again, at the end of the day, with a lot of that type of stuff, um, huge U.S. strategy base on the on the Turkey coast. Yeah, we have a lot of bases all over the world. I mean, and you think about the cost of that is ridiculous. Did you see the airport in Russia? The people were looking for Jews in the plane that landed. Yeah, I did actually see that. It was absolutely crazy. Um, hey, Darcy, finally back. Great to see your channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you very much for the donation as well. Yeah, like I said, YouTube, somebody just said I keep getting unsubscribed. That's YouTube. That has nothing to do with me, unfortunately. You know, it is part of the stuff that's going on with them. I have no control over what they're doing. So, my channel was, and this is, and people were like, oh, well, people say all kinds of things. So we're not even going to get into all that. But it's like over a year ago, channel was going along, growing very nicely, and then all of a sudden, like YouTube pulled the rug out. And like I said, I'm not like, oh, poor me, I'm a victim. I'm not doing that. Okay, they did it to a lot of channels. They're still doing it to a lot of channels. So what are you going to do? They play their game. I would just say if you've been following the channel for any length of time, you know that I'm very consistent with my uploads and my live streams. So if you're not getting notification, check, see. If you have to seek me out and resubscribe again, I would ask you to please do that. It sucks that you have to do that, unfortunately, but that's part of the game that's going on right now. What I would suggest, okay, going back to when somebody was asking about the ban type of thing, what I would suggest to people, which you probably already should, my rule of thumb when it comes to what weapons you have and ammo, and I've talked about this before, but I'm going to mention it again right now. My rule of thumb is per weapon that you own, you need to have at least 2,000 rounds. That is the minimum. Okay? That is the minimum amount of rounds per weapon that you should have 2,000. There is no maximum. So once you reach 2,000, if you wish to continue on and add more, which you should, I will just put that out there as well, which you should, you know, I think it's a smart thing to do. I think you should continue to do so. And, you know, at some point in the future, we may not have access to more ammunition. All right, that's a very real possibility. Uh, if you have a weapon and you have 400 rounds, you can go through 400 rounds in a heartbeat, and it can really go really, really quickly. Okay, so what you have to think about, which is long term. If you have a weapon and you don't have any ammunition for it, it's a useless tool. So it's just you know with 22s is a good example. 22 ammo is still very, very cheap, and you can pick it up in bricks of 500. You can pick it up in they have 100 cartridges in a thing, and you can pick it up as much as 500 rounds. That's I used to get like 550 all the time. That's what I used to. I'd go and I'd pick up the things of 550 for the 22 ammo, but it's getting more and more difficult. There's always games, and I think part of the limitization of ammo is to be able to drive prices up. That's my take on it. But I just if you can afford to do it, I would highly encourage you to continue to stockpile. Actually, I'll just show you. I hold on. I just added myself just the other day 100 rounds of 9 millimeter, $26, I think, which is not a bad price at all. So, but yeah, so I think it's important that we continue to stockpile, continue to add on. So Raven says ammo is flying off the shelves here. People are concerned. Yeah, and that's actually JJ. It's a great price on that. Yeah, I know that New York has an ammo background check now. Did they do that? They put that law in, John? Yeah, it's so ridiculous. And again, they're going to continue to try to restrict your rights. So know it's coming and plan accordingly. So when the time comes, when whatever they decide to do, you will be. You can't say, "Man, I didn't know that was going to happen," or "I didn't see that coming." But I how do you carry 2,000 shotgun shells? Very carefully is how you carry 2,000 shotgun shells. Um, when it comes to shotgun, I buy two kinds of ammo for my shotgun. I buy double aught buck, and I buy slugs. That's it. I do have some birdshot. I will say that, but to me, that is for defense. So, but yeah, a lot of ammo boxes. A lot of ammo boxes. I'll be honest with you. So, but like I said, it's as I've said in the past, and I will say it again now. All right, Just like with food, how long, realistically, anybody's watching this channel, how long have I been telling you to stockpile food, to put food away, right? I've been saying stockpile ammo, put ammo away. Because two reasons, right? We don't know when it comes to a point where they're not available anymore, food or ammo. There may come a point where they are not available anymore, right? That's number one. Number two, they're never going to be cheaper than you're going to get them right now. Right now, okay? Now, if you bought ammo 2 years ago or 5 years ago, um, you would be really happy with what you paid 5 years ago for ammo compared to what you're going to have to pay now. And it's not going to get less; it's only going to go up. Hey, Luke, I've been on vacation this week for deer season, stocking the freezer. It never felt more important than it does this day and age. Yeah, you know what? Thank you first of all, thank you very much for the donation. It's very kind of you. And you're right. Stocking that freezer up is good. Make sure you have alternate ways to keep that freezer going if the power goes out, though. I highly encourage people to do that. So, I think that is that's a good thing. So, but yes, it's important to be getting things stocked up. It absolutely is. So, Ed was airing up tires tonight or 2 nights ago at a gas station. Saw movement out of the corner of my eye. I had just put my heat in the holster on the hip. I turned around. This guy was standing there. The look on his face. It can be very scary. I mean, there's a lot of crazy things going on right now. A lot of crazy things. People are very unstable. You got to realize a couple things are going. No, regardless of how much they're telling you, the economy is doing great and things are getting better and there's jobs out there and all that type of stuff, right? You're hearing all that talk. What? Hello. She had to say, she had to come up and say hi. But I know, baby, you're a good girl. They keep telling us how things are getting better and better, but if people are paying attention, now gas has come down a little bit, right? Gas has come down a little bit, not as much as it should. And the holiday season's coming upon us, and you know what's going to happen with those gas prices then. They're going to go up. That's what they do. So it's like they give a little bit back and then they make it a little harder the next time. So, but anyway, cost of living is just gotten out of hand. Rents are crazy. People can't afford rent, so there's a lot more homeless people, people being put out on the streets, families being put out on the streets. It's a really, really tough and difficult time. People are having, especially the elderly, are having to make the decision: do I buy food or do I buy the medicine that I need to survive? It's heartbreaking, and they shouldn't be facing that type of situation. They should not be, and but it's just going to continue and continue and continue. You look at food prices. Food prices are crazy, crazy ridiculous, and the amount of money that we are giving to people that don't deserve it, in my opinion, right? Between the people coming across the border illegally, between giving money to these governments around the world that hate our guts, that wish we would die. They don't like us, they don't like our policies, but they sure do like our handouts, right? They love that part of it. So, you know, things are getting very hairy and people are very stressed, and theft is through the roof. Crime in general is through the roof. It's domestic violence is up. All those things are up because people are stressed. When you have people that are happy and they're making a decent living and they can take care of their families, they're not as stressed, right? They're not stressed. They're like, okay, everything is beautiful. We're in good shape. We can do what we got to do. But I see it constantly over and over and over again. And I keep hearing stories over and over again. People are hitting some hard times. When most people are living paycheck to paycheck, and it's most of the people in this country are now living paycheck to paycheck. The problem with that is you're not prepared for something that could go wrong. Something as simple as replacing the tires on your vehicles. They don't have the money for that. Most people don't have $500 sitting in the bank. And it's a fixed income society pretty much. And it's unfortunate, but it is, like I said again, it is what it is. What do we got? 594 guys in the chat. We're at 262 on a thumbs up. Again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time for that. It really does make a huge difference with the algorithms. So thank you for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you. Recent report shows record number of hardship withdrawals from 401ks. Thank you for that information, Asif, and that doesn't surprise me at all. And thank you very much for the donation as well. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, people are, they're in a tough situation and they're trying to make it, and people are trying to survive. And when everything is going up and up except your paycheck, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, are your Cheez-It salted? Of course, Valerie. The salt on the Cheez-It is probably the best part, just so you know. So, at the small town I am moving to, country by everyone is carrying. In the city, they're not. We don't need license to open or conceal carry here. That's awesome, Scan Family. I'm glad to hear that. It's so amazing to me. I was out the other day, and this is right after the whole situation that happened up, in Maine. And like I said, I carry wherever I go. The only places I don't carry is the post office, and the bank. And I'm generally, the gun goes to counsel, and I go in, I take care of my business, and the first thing I do is I put my gun back in my holster. Um, you know, it's but there's people will give you looks. People don't generally down. I'll tell you what, down here people don't say nothing. They're not going to be confrontational and be like, oh my God, why are you carrying? They don't do that down here. So, it's like I said, it would just. So somebody said, "What are your thoughts about the Springfield Armory weapons?" I don't know what you're talking about, Don. I haven't seen the information on that, so I can't give you an answer. So I do apologize. I have not seen. What do you? What are they saying? So two times in the head. I don't know about that, Deeper, but that whole thing just doesn't. I don't know. It's doesn't add up. I mean, when you have a guy that just got the hearing aids, right, and all of a sudden he's saying he's hearing voices in the hearing aids. Springfield Armory stopped commercial production. Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah, no, I remember that. I'm sorry. Yes. Um, you know, somebody will pick up that slack. You know, somebody will pick up that slack. But no, as far as the whole thing with that one up there in Maine, I mean, it's like I was having a conversation with one of my members today, and I was like, Ed, does West Virginia have open and concealed carry, or just open carry is all right? Open or concealed, Morning Light. Open or concealed. It's a constitutional carry state. So if I want to carry concealed, I can carry concealed without a permit. There's no permits. Or if I want to open carry. So yeah, that's that's that. I love the state. The state is awesome, and most, like I said, a lot of people carry in West Virginia. So we'll see what happens. Ed, I am a female in the city. They look at you like you have two heads. I can still carry in a city, but the small town I do both. Yeah, no, I get it. No, if you're in the city, yeah, people are going to look at you weird. I go up to one of the bigger towns, and I'll get looks, but I don't care. I honestly I don't care. They can look all they want. The reality, again, especially after that situation like in Maine, is one of the reasons why I do carry open carry, because if there is a threat, I want to be able to not only defend myself, I want to be able to defend the people that are there, innocent victims that had no, could you imagine you're going out for a night of bowling, just to have a wonderful night out bowling or at a restaurant with your family and friends or whoever, and some lunatic just comes in and opens up? All that whole situation just doesn't add up, in my opinion. Like I said, it's we have a huge mental health crisis in this country, and I've talked about that a lot as well. I really, really have, And so, you know, we have opened the doors to our mental institutions a long time ago and put all those people out on the street. All of a sudden, they weren't magically cured. So, and again, going back to stress, when people are highly stressed, they're highly agitated, they're more apt to snap because everybody is going to get to a breaking point. Everybody's going to. So, and there's, like I said, there's a ton of homeless people out there. What are they going to do? Where are they going to go? How are they surviving? How are they eating? They don't have a home. They can't get a mailbox. And if you don't have a mailbox or an address, nobody's going to give you a job, not a regular job, because you have to have an address. I mean, it's like it's a no-win situation for those people. All right, what we're going to do, because we're at the halfway point here, so before we do this, we got 611 in the chat. We have 312 on the thumbs up. That's just a little over half. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do that to show support for the channel, and I thank you ahead of time. Also, it makes a big difference with the algorithms, so I thank you for that reason again. If you are not subscribed, make sure you get that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So, JJ, you want to take care of this fake account there for me, please? And thank you very much. What was I going to say? Okay. So Mac will not be guessing on this guess because he already knows the answer. So for West Virginia, 3 hens just got here yesterday. How many eggs today? And there's no yes or no for Miss Thickneck. So we'll give you a moment to get your guesses up there. And Mac, what part of you don't get to guess on this one because you knew the answer, so you don't count as the winner? So Dawn Hill is going to be the winner of this one. We did have 2 eggs today out of the 3 hens, which I was very surprised. Very surprised. They did a great job. They just got here yesterday, and 2 of the 3 hens laid today, which I was like, and I'm going to tell you, folks, they are beautiful hens. They are beautiful hens. I was looking. One is a gray. One is black, but the black one, she has like a greenish hue to her colors in her feathers, and they're new hens that were raised this year. Asif, Paul and Barbara, who were members of my group, brought them down. They actually have 6 for me. And I just said for right now, if they would bring 3 until we get something more built. But so a big shout out goes to Paul and Barbara for bringing the hens down. They're gorgeous. One is red. So we got a red one, a black one, and a gray one. And they're beautiful hens. You can tell they have been very well taken care of. And I was shocked because I figured because of transferring, right? And now they're in this brand new environment and there's new cage, new little roost. And, I thought there's no way I'm getting any eggs today. And 2 of those 3 hens laid today. So, yeah, but very cool. So, but no, I'm really happy that, I had, honestly, guys, until later on was my intention to get chickens. But Mr. Lucky showed up, and it changed all the plans. And I will tell you what happened to those today, right? I ate them. I had them. Very delicious, and so they are already gone. So, but yeah, I was like, hey, I got fresh eggs from today. I am eating those eggs. So, but maybe this is why they laid, because of a rooster there. I don't know. It's very calming here. I think is probably part of it. Oh my God, Mr. Lucky was strutting around like a freaking peacock, Karen. Well, actually, it's not Karen. That is not Karen. So anyway, but yeah, he's strutting around like a peacock. He is just happier than I know. I don't know why I was thinking, because I looked at it initially and didn't realize that it was Philip, and because he's using his wife's account. So, but I'm going to tell you, folks, if you have not had farm fresh eggs, and all you've ever eaten is store bought eggs, the difference is night and day. Night and day. After you eat home laid eggs from your hens, you would never want to eat a store bought egg again. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's just, but anyway, but going back to what we were talking about here, there's a lot of stuff going on, obviously. You know, hopefully the situation in the Middle East kind of, let's play, I don't, obviously I can't speak for Israel, so I don't know what their intention is or how much they plan on doing with the situation, in the Gaza Strip there. But they're kicking some butt, obviously, and and I love the fact. It amazes me when you have somebody who is the aggressor, and in this case Hamas, right? Now they want to play the victim because they're getting it handed to them, you know. And then Hamas comes out and says that 50 of the hostages have died because of bombing by Israel. I you don't know what to believe. Are there any of the hostages still alive? Who knows? To be honest with you, they would probably keep some of them alive because they're bargaining chips, you know, and so let's talk about this, okay? What really is the involvement with Iran, right? I watched, and again, I can't say I don't know. I'm not sitting there in the know and with the people that know what's going on. Okay, but there was an interview that they did with a representative of Iran, and he was saying what other countries do or people in their regions do has nothing to do with Iran. But there has been talk, and again, I'm just saying I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's not true. Now, there's all this talk that that Iran has been funding Hamas for years and supporting them. That's our intel. That's what's being said, right? So that's what we're being fed. Is it true or is it not true? I have no idea. I absolutely have no idea. So I take everything that I get and stuff like that, and I take it with a grain of salt. So now Iran wants to destroy Israel. We all know that. That is their goal. That's what they want to do. And Israel has gone and killed Iranian scientists, nuclear scientists in Iran. We know well, let's put it like this. I will rephrase that. We don't know for sure that it was, the Israelis that did that, but there have been assassinations of scientists, nuclear scientists in Iran. We know that for sure has happened because they have been killed. Now, was it done by Israel? Most likely, right? Allegedly, yes, Okie Forge, allegedly. But again, we just, I can't say definitively, yep, they did it. They were the ones. I mean, but I don't know if they have nukes. I don't think that they do yet. I don't think that they do. But, it is, again, you got a situation where the region around you wants you gone. And that's a fact. We know that that's a fact. So I have to say thank you, Ed and the mods, for following up for all the caps on the iPhone. I can read it better. Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. So, but anyway, we have to, whatever information that we're fed, we are given information that they want us to see. That we have to remember as well. So, whatever's coming in, whatever information's coming in, it is a skewed view of what may be really going on. Like I said, that's why I say I don't know if this is a fact, that's a fact, or whatever's happening. But we have said we have Israel's back. Um, and we're the main reason. Let's be realistic. Israel is not a huge country. It's not, okay. But they are a tough group of people. They're not somebody I would want to screw around with. I'll be 100% honest with that. A whole different kettle of fish. But the reason that the attack is not expanding and getting bigger is because their big brother, us, the United States of America, is sitting there saying, Don't do it. Don't do it. So, but I'd never underestimate your enemy. No, I'm not saying that we're. I'm not saying we're underestimating anybody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, like I said, I don't want to see the United States get involved in anything. I've been very, very clear on that. I think we should keep our nose out of a lot more things than we don't keep our nose out of. Why are we in Syria, right? Why are we still in Iraq? Why do we have bases there? You know, so those are things that if we're supposedly done and we're finished with that country, well, greed is a big part of it. They will tell you, and like I said, I've been watching a lot of information on this whole thing. They said that we have those bases over there for stabilization in the region, so that if certain factions start to do, yeah, power and control, exactly. Um, if certain factions start to get involved with stuff, that we can be there to do something about it. And that's, but at the end of the day, it is about power and control and money. Um, and in the case of Iraq, let's be honest, right? Why don't we be honest from the very beginning? It's about oil. Iraq was always about oil, allegedly, right? That we wanted to make sure we could control that. And, do you ever hear any? So here's a question I have for you, right? Since the invasion happened with Iraq invading Kuwait, right? Iraq invading Kuwait, and, the Allied Axis came in, we got rid of them out of there. Then we ended up having a second war later on with Iraq. Who hears about Kuwait? Don't hear nothing about Kuwait. Boy, Kuwait is like so happy to be, if you want to call it our lapdog. They're very, very happy to be our lapdog because we gave them back their country. So, yeah, why do we still have bases in Germany, Italy, South Korea, Japan? And it's more than that, Okie Forge. We got bases everywhere. We have bases everywhere. Judy says going to be a gun grab. I again, Judy, I'm going to tell you right now, it would be so difficult for them to do that here. Really, really difficult. They may try to implement more laws to try to restrict us more. But again, from my understanding, and I've read the Constitution, the Second Amendment says shall not be infringed. Yes, they could stop ammo sales. Yes, they could, Don. Absolutely, they could do that. And if they do that, then again, we're going to have what we have. There will be a huge jump up on the black market if that were the case. Because let's put it like this: let's be realistic, okay? Whenever something is taken away by government or whoever, there is always supply and demand. So if somebody wants something bad enough, they're going to be able to get it. Now, will they do it legally? Absolutely not. So it would, yeah, they would never, you know, I think they would have a very difficult time if they felt like that they could disarm this country. I honestly think it would be impossible. It's an impossible task for several reasons. We have way too many guns that they don't know about. There's that. Okay. Um, yeah, the law confiscating guns after Katrina. What they did, Dale, if anybody pays attention to history, and of course I do, when the military and the cops and everything went back in finally to help people, supposedly to help people, let's say allegedly to help people, the first thing they did is they disarmed people. And so that was ridiculous in my opinion, because if mom and pop were over here and they were trying to survive, and situation happened, and now all of a sudden, the government comes in and says, okay, we're here to help you, give us all your guns first. That's ridiculous. So, you know yeah, no, again, there's way too many guns out there. There's no way they're going to get them all. They're just not. That's just not a realistic expectation. They'll continue to do what they're doing, and they'll play the games that they're continuing to play. But you know, um, we all we can do is do the best that we can do, control what we can control, and that's it. That's all we got. He who owns oil makes the rules. Yeah, pretty much. and we got our finger pretty well firmly on that button. But now, you're having bricks and all that causing problems. It doesn't take a rocket science to look at what's going on in the big picture, in the extended picture. Now, it might not happen this year. It might not happen next year, but within a very short period of time, and it could be a couple of years, it could be very soon. I don't know. Like I said, I don't make those predictions because we just don't know. But with everything that's going on, and you have this other group trying to start their own little thing to sell oil through the yuan instead of the petrodollar, that we cannot allow. I've said that before, and I'll say it again. I'll say it again right now. We, the United States of America, cannot allow that to happen, and so we'll do something about it. And if that means that it will get into a war, that's what they'll do. And if it means that they possibly have a false flag event happen, that is a possibility as well. I put nothing past anybody, to be honest with you. I don't put nothing past anybody. What I believe is we have to be proactive while we have the time to be proactive, while we have the time to do things and take care of our stuff now. I think that's important. So, all right, so we got 601 in the chat. We got 386 on the thumbs up. Again, if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time. We're going to do the New York egg count here in just a second. So don't let anybody guess yet. But so let's see. Let's set a goal of 500 for the thumbs up. Let's do that just for fun. We got enough time that I think we got enough people in here that we could probably do that fairly easily. So the goal's 500. So again, if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, please do so. Also, again, it really does make a huge difference with the algorithm. So I thank you for that reason as well. And also, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And then, of course, always please like, comment, and share. All right. Egg count for New York chickens. Yes or no for thick neck, and how many eggs today? So I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses for there, and we will go from there. So I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses up here, and we will figure this one out in a moment. And I will let you know what the answer is. All right. So before I give you the answer, I will tell you this: my three hens in West Virginia beat all Heather's or Becky's chickens. Now they're Becky's chickens now up in New York. Oh no, I did the tell, but the tell I waited till way after. So I don't. It's not a tell anymore because now I'm aware of it. But I did do that for a while, so that was a tell for a while. But then I figured it out, and I'm like, I stopped doing it. All right, so if you had the same exact guess as Carolyn Rice when she had 0 eggs today up in New York, then you were 100% correct. Yeah, for whatever reason, they're just not laying up there. I know the hens are getting older in New York. They did not add new chickens this year, which they should have. And yeah, so my three hens here, I got 2 eggs out of 3 hens. And in New York, out of all those hens in New York, nobody laid. So congratulations to Carolyn Rice and Dawn Hill because she got the first count right. You've both won absolutely nothing, but you are happy about it. So there you go. So, all right. Too funny. So we're 422. The goal is 500 thumbs up, guys. So let's hit that. And like I said, again, as soon as we hit it, I don't ask again. So, but yeah, right. Read the chickens in New Yorker story about the horrors of freezer camp. Yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, she didn't add any new ones. And I don't think even the year before, when I was coming back and forth, I don't think they added any new ones there either. And you you have to have new blood coming in there. How's the weather in West Virginia? It's been beautiful. Had a fire last night, and it was beautiful fire. No wind. It was very mild. It was like 62 degrees at midnight. Really, really nice out. And I was like, let's do a fire. So we did a fire and just kind of hung out, had a couple beers. And it was probably 12:30. I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed. So, but you know, it's today was nice. I think the weather's supposed to change. Actually, I can tell you. Hold on. Let me look and see. I will tell you in a minute what we're looking at coming up here. Yeah, it's going to start getting cold. Um, it's going to start getting cold. Tomorrow, we're going to be in the 60s and then down to 36 overnight. And then after that, it just gets colder. We got like 50s and 40s for highs, 20s for lows at night. So, yeah, it's going to definitely be getting colder. And then it warms up again. So we got like 3 days where it's going to be colder, 3, 4 days, and then it seems like it's going to be warming up again. So it's that time of year. It is what it is, I mean, we got to deal with it. That's all part of the cycle. So, but yeah, well, you saw the probably from the one day to the next, how many leaves were off the trees down here. I mean, it was really quick. A lot of leaves down in the woods. So a lot of leaves down. It's just like I said, we're almost in November, so what do we expect, right? So Dawn says they're all bald here now. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, I mean, it's not my favorite time of year, I'll tell you. I mean, I love fall, and I think fall is beautiful. But once we get into where all the leaves are off the trees and we're having really cold temperatures and the days, and as soon as they do the daylight saving thing, that's going to suck because it'll be dark by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it just sucks. It's very depressing, and I'm not a big fan of it. So, but like I said, we'll get through it. We'll keep doing what we got to do. We'll just you know take care of our business. And again, I want to go back to talking about a little bit of these we were talking about before. Taking care of what you can control. Do what you can do to take care of your business. I think it's really, really important. We need to be doing it. Like I said, I don't make predictions of how much time we have, but just from what we've been doing here, right? We have 4 more buildings coming in. We just had 3 buildings come in recently. We got 4 more buildings that are going to be coming in here fairly soon, and there's no more daylight savings times anymore. Oh yeah, they're still doing it here. Yeah, they're still doing it here. They haven't changed it on the East Coast yet. Yeah, it's pointless now that the farmers have lights on their tractors. Yeah, they need to get rid of it. It went through. I think it went through Congress, but not the Senate yet. So they gotta do that yet. They have to make that change. So, do you have families with kids joining your group? Yes, Valerie. Yep, there are families that have children. So, in Germany, they already switched this weekend. Okay. Well, thank you for letting us know. Appreciate that. But yeah, it's just like I said, it's control what you control. Do what you can do now to be as prepared as you can be. Because again, like I said earlier in the stream, nothing is going to be cheaper than it is right now. If you had thought a couple of years ago and had planned a couple of years ago and loaded up with what you needed to get, you'd be in much better shape than right now. That's a fact, right? I mean, that's a fact. But it's never too late. The only time that it's too late to get ready is after SHTF happens. Because again, excuse me, after SHTF happens, and remember, this is important, okay? You're going to have what you have. No more trips to the store, No more going out and getting this, that, or the other thing. Things are not going to be available. So you have to really be ready to do what you need to do, take care of what you need to take care of. Um, that's what you have to do. And as long as you're prepping and getting ready and giving yourself whatever advantage that you can, that's what it comes down to. Increase your odds. You want to survive. We all, I think, and I have people say to me, "Oh, well, things went bad. I hope I die right away." That's BS because that's easy to say that, but the will to live is so strong, it is ridiculous. You wonder why, right? Think about this. Why do cancer patients hang on to the last possible minute? They're dying. They know that they're dying, and they still hang on. Why do they do that? Because that will to live is so strong, it's ingrained in our DNA. So, when I hear these people say, "Oh, well, I would just quit." Now, don't get me wrong. Will there be people out there that are so weak minded that they will take suicide over trying to make it? Yes, there will be. Guaranteed, yes, there will be people that do that, okay? But the point is this: the normal person, the normal average person, that will to live is so strong, you're going to do everything that you possibly can do to survive. And my contention, right, my thought process on this, I want not only to survive, I want to thrive on the other side. So the more that I can do, the more that, the group does to put us in that situation to be successful in a post event, it just makes everything easier. It just makes everything easier. So why would you not do it? That's my thing. Why would you not? So, Ed, my dad had a will to live right up till the time he passed. Albert, and exactly, and that's most people. That's most people. I've worked hospice before, folks. So I mean, I've been there. I've watched that last breath being taken. And honestly, there's something powerful about that. There is absolutely. It is very interesting. And I guess that's the right. I don't know if that's the right word, but to see somebody take that last breath and then they pass, there it's I don't know. It's fascinating. It's very different. So and the thing is too, realistically, how many people really deal with death? Realistically, how many people deal with death? Right? Nurses deal with death, doctors deal with death, but a lot of times the doctors are removed from it because they're not there when that patient dies. They may know that that person is dying, but your CNAs, your nurses, your paramedics, your EMTs, they deal with death. They see it all the time as well. Police officers deal with death. Firefighters deal with death. So there's certain jobs that you do, you will definitely deal with death. It's part of it. And nursing is a huge one, folks. Uh, Being a nurse and being in nursing and death go hand in hand. That's just part of the process. And that's, do you become desensitized to it? You do. And I hate to say that. You absolutely do. Um, and nurses have a lot of times the most twisted sense of humor because it's one of the ways that we cope with what we deal with. And I don't even know how to explain that any more than that, but that's the reality. We have a really twisted sense of humor, and but waiting for Congress to pass it, Senate passed it. Okay, all right, yeah. So yeah, the Senate passed it already. They're just waiting for Congress to pass it. So, but oh, so Raven says nurses know their patients better than doctors. I'm going to give you a great example, Raven. All right, I worked in a nursing home, and I was a charge nurse on evening shift. So I had myself and another nurse. I had half the unit, and she had the other half of the unit. Now, I was the nurse that was there more than anybody else on evening shift. We had a part timer that would be there on the other side, and I always took the hard side. I took the Alzheimer's dementia side. It was the locked unit. And we had our CNAs. Now the CNAs, we had, especially this one guy was amazing. He was an amazing CNA. Well, what I would tell my CNAs was, listen, you guys know these people better than anybody else. They knew them better than me. Okay, I knew them better than the RN in charge, or the doctor and stuff like that. But your CNAs are your front line of defense when it comes to dealing with the patients. So my thing is, um, what I would do with my CNAs is I would say, listen, if you see a change in anybody or something is not right with anybody, I said, come to me and tell me, because I know what to do, right? But if I don't see that change or recognize that change, like your CNAs are going to, I'm not going to pick it up as quickly as they are. So, that was one of the things. So you rely, or you should rely on your CNAs. Good nurses, let me rephrase that. Good nurses rely on your CNAs and realize that they're an important part of the clog. Unfortunately, management treats CNAs like they're garbage, even worse than they treat their nurses. They treat their CNAs like garbage. So, and that's from experience. I was a CNA for 5 years, and then I went on and got my nursing degree, and I've been a nurse for 30. So, I may know what I'm talking about a little bit with that one. So, anyway, really quickly, again, we're getting ready to do some shout outs here, but we're at 529 in the chat. We're at 455 on thumbs up. So, we're 45 away from our goal of 500. So, again, if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, please do so again to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, so let's do some shout outs right now. Oh, yeah, and by the way, for all you Cowboy haters out there, how about that blowout win today? They looked pretty good today, huh? I'll take it. 5-2. Not too shabby. All right. And Carolina actually won today. There were an 0-6 team. I don't know if anybody pays attention. Some of you may, some of you may not. Carolina was 0-6, and they won today, which I was shocked that they won. So, crazy. Kansas City got beat up on today. Don't make any sense. No rhyme or reason to it from day to day. So, anyway, Heavenly Hills Homestead, really good channel. I would ask you to please show them some support. Growing giant vegetables. Real good guy as well. That's Ryan. You have Can up in Canada. Please go show him some support. Real good guy as well, living off grid almost as long as I have been. You have Angry Prepper, that is Jason down in New York City. You have Alaska Prepper, that is Rudy up in Alaska doing his thing up there. There's also Alaska Granny. You have Sean James in the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance, two different channels, same guy up in Canada. Unbelievable master builder. Very interesting to watch him do what he does, and definitely show him some support there as well. You have Demcat. I like Demcat as well. Another straight shooter. So definitely show him some support. We have Corporal's Corner, Bjorn Hansen. You have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks doing his thing up there. There is Bizarrizza Jizza, who does the Carrington Chronicles. So definitely show him some support as well. You have Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out on the West Coast in Seattle. There is Magic Prepper in North Dakota. You have Wrangle Star. That's Cody. Cody's a real good guy. Good channel. A lot of good information on his channel. There's Red Poppy Ranch. You have Survival Lily coming at you out of Europe, letting us know what's going on over there. There is Kyle's Cabin with Kyle and Sierra doing their thing up in Minnesota, living off grid up there. Nice young couple. Let's see, where am I here? We have Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband-wife team. Really good information. They split their time between Michigan and Alaska, so they're really interesting to watch. A lot of great information on their channel. There's Green Greg's, another good channel for information. Southern Prepper 1 with his Boots on the Ground series. You have Gray Man Prepping. There is Truly Tara 76. She does makeup tutorials and stuff like that, so definitely check her out. There's Doug and Stacy. Been around for a long time. Great information on their channel as well. There's the Nomadic Movement down in Panama. You have the Green Dream Project out in Arizona. Nice young couple out there doing their thing, showing you what it's like to live in the desert and what you need to do to survive. Camping with Steve Wallace, doing stealth camping. I like Steve a lot, really down to earth. A lot of fun to watch him. There's Bush Doctor Survival. You have Monkey Works. There is the Needy Homesteader. She's been around a long time. Definitely good information on her channel. There is Boss of the Swamp, another master builder. Very cool to watch him and see what he does. There is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Diamond is a good dude, very squared away, very intelligent. Somebody you should definitely be paying attention to. You have Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. Straight shooter, she says it like it is, so definitely worth a listen to. City Prepper, you have Lumina Acres. There is Suspicious Observer, uh, giving you all the information on what's going on with the sun. Really interesting. There is Bear Independent. You have the Uneducated Economist. There is Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. There is Mary Greeley News, giving you all the latest of what's going on with Yellowstone and all that. Now, very interesting channel. We have Adapt 2030. There's Malachi's Corner. We have Ice Age Farmer. If you're going to get your weather, there's only one guy you should be getting your weather from, and that is Ryan Hall. You all. Ryan Hall's a great guy. Uh, Gives back to the community in a huge way, and very, very passionate about the weather. You have Russell Brand. Russell Brand is also an interesting individual, but he says it like it is. He gives you the information and lets you decide what you want to do with it. You have Deep South Homestead, another very family friendly oriented channel, and I would ask you to support them as well. You have The Outsider up in Maine. There is The Fit Farmer. You have Prep Rebel, Simple Life Reclaimed. There is Townsend showing you what it's like to live in the 1800s. I think, again, good information there. The Prepared Mind. You have Pinball Preparedness down in Tennessee. You have East Tennessee Preparedness. There's the Economic Ninja. And last but not least, Little House Off Gritty, also in Tennessee. A lot of good channels, a lot of good information out there. I do believe we should be supporting each other. So I think that that is important as well. So let's continue to do so. We're at 485 on the thumbs up, guys. So 15 away from the goal of 500. And as soon as we hit the goal, I won't ask again. I promise. And so if we hit that goal, I will be happy. You guys should hit that easy. I think you'll hit that really easy. But I appreciate the support. Again, it does make a huge, huge difference with the algorithms. So I thank you for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications. And if anytime you're not getting notifications, I post every single day. Very rarely do I take a day off. So definitely check in on me, see if you've been unsubscribed. It happens more often than you would think. So definitely check that out. All right. So just putting that out there ahead of time. Again, I'm going to encourage you not to be victims. I definitely don't want you guys to be victims. Be proactive, help yourself, and just keep taking care of what you can take care of. Little things you may not think is important may be the difference between life and death. I'll show you something else that I just picked up again. Okay, and I know I have a bunch of these already. Let's see, where did I put them? I just picked up more magnesium fire starter. Anything to give you the edge, anything to give you an advantage. I think that that's hugely important. And so, that's something that we're going to need when the time comes. And again, any advantage that you can possibly get, that's what you can do. So just think about that ahead of time. Little things. Magnesium starters are cheap, really, really cheap. They don't cost a lot of money, but that could be the difference of you getting a fire going and not getting a fire going. So that's kind of, I see we hit our goal, so we're at 503. So I won't ask for any more, but if you want to, that will be up to you. But yes, we hit our goal, which is awesome. But anyway, lighters, matches that are coated so that they're waterproof, good to have. Having flint and steel, all that type of stuff, all those things are important. You need, like with anything else, several different ways to start fires. I think is really, really important. Yeah, save your dryer lint, your rolls of toilet paper. You put that dryer lint in their roll of toilet paper. Throw a little wax in there as well to help seal that up. That's a great, great fire starter. You know, well, hairspray and a lighter. That could definitely be a fire starter as well. Dog hair, right? I mean, I tell people Hella only sheds twice a year, and each time lasts for 6 months. Dog hair is another thing that you could utilize to start a fire. So that's something to think about. So again, it's all about preparation, learning, know what you're doing, be ready that way. The more prepared you are, the more knowledge that you have, it's going to give you, yeah, belly button lint, exactly. Oh my God, Pappy, it's funny that you say that. Being a hairy dude, I go all day and I always have the belly button lint at the end of the day. So when the kids were little, what I would do is I'd say, come here. And my daughter would come over, yes, Daddy. And I would pull out that belly button lint beforehand and I would have it in my hand. And I would have it in my hand like this. And I'd go, I have something for you. I've been working on this all day and it's just for you. And she'd be like, what is it? What is that? I go, you ready? And she'd go, yeah. So she'd have her little hand out and I would cup my hand like that and I would put it in there. And then I would pull my hand back. Hell, stop, baby. I'd pull my hand back and then she would see that it was like, the hair and, whatever from my t-shirt, the lint off the t-shirt. And she'd be like, ew. And I'd be like, no, I saved that for you. Oh my God, hilarious. So that just reminded me of that. I hadn't thought about that in years. But those are one of the things that, one of the things that we would do. Listen, stop. Be a good girl. We're almost done. I know. Yes, you've been very patient. Well, not really, but you're pretending to be patient. She's such a baby. I don't argue. So, she's a baby. Anyway, can you do a video on how to make char cloth? There's all kinds of videos about that out there, about char cloth. Like I said, I would honestly, as opposed to charcoal. Hey, okay, stop. Enough. As opposed to char cloth, what I would rather have, give me a cotton ball, a little bit of Vaseline, have it in a sealed container, and have a whole bunch of them in there. Best fire starter you're ever going to have, folks. Don't matter if it's raining. None of it matters because Vaseline is oil based. It's petroleum that will burn no matter what, and you can use that, get your fire started that way for that. So definitely something that's what I would do, as opposed to all the whole process of making the char cloth and doing all that. A lot of work goes into it. Why not do it the easy way? And if you got a bunch of that stocked up, I could not tell you how much just jars of Vaseline that I have put away through the years, and it's not going to go bad. And it's there when the time comes. It's if I need it, it's there, and that's what I have. So I definitely do that. All right, let's do this. Let's do We Are Legion because we are many. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? Let's do that. We got Philip in Melbourne, Australia is in the house. Dawn in the UP of Michigan. Franklin County, Ohio. Northern Virginia with Robert. Nowhere, Oklahoma with Okie Forge. The beautiful Pennsylvania Wild with Pennsyltucky Granny. Inverness, Florida with Clyde in the house. Central New York with Village Homestead. Missouri in the Ozarks with Delbert. We have Rhode Island with Laz. Northern Michigan with Valerie. Montreal, Quebec, Canada with Daniel. Greenlee County, Arizona with Codster. Pennsylvania with Mary. Southern Cal and West Virginia with Shenanigans. East Central Illinois. We got another Western New York with Karen. Indiana's in the house. Trenton, Florida. We have Tennessee with Tom. Palatka, Idaho with Janita. Connecticut's in the house with Matt. Birdsboro, Pennsylvania with Melissa. Alabama's in the house. Georgetown, Kentucky. We have Waterloo, New York with Sharon. Zeus in New Mexico. North Central Texas with I Found Waldo. Sandusky Bay, Ohio with Star. We got Bonnie in Southern Oregon. We got the Bronx in the house. Very nice. Up in New York. We have Texas, Boston, Mass. Oregon. We have Gypsy Mama from Verone, BC, Canada. The middle of Michigan with Whispering Pines. We have Penny up in Maine. Tucson, Arizona with Angela. We have, Fort Worth, Texas with Xavier. We got Dale in West Central Ohio. We have Central Iowa with Robert. So again, folks, we got Dyer Prep in West Virginia. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge, huge network of people. We are the ones that are awake. We are the ones that can make a difference. We can make a difference now by trying to educate people, trying to wake them up. We got Kathleen in Athens, Texas. So we got Jed in Midland, Michigan. We can also make a difference afterwards because we will be educating people and they will be listening after an SHTF event. So the more knowledge that you have, the more things that you can do to put yourself in that position, you're going to be better off in the long run. You really will be. So something to think about ahead of time. Up to 523, very nice. We got Hakeem up in the Georgia mountains, very nice. I've been down that way. Georgia mountains are really pretty. Really, really nice. So, but again, just do the best that you can, prepare the best you can, take care of your families, put yourself in a position not just to survive, but you want to thrive on the other side of it. The more planning, the more practice you put into stuff ahead of time is going to make all the difference in the world. We got Titusville, Florida. So think about that, and just plan properly. And the thing is, living in fear is not the answer. It's not about living in fear. It's about grasping that fear and turning it and using it for something positive. And I think that that's important. I really do. So, guys, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job. Um, Ahead of time, they keep the chat clean, which I think is really, really important. Guys, listen, Ron Foster has a GoFundMe page that he's got right now. So if you go to his channel and check that out, he's in need of a little bit of help. So if you could do that, that would be awesome. If you can't, I understand. But, if you're in a position to be able to help out a little bit there, he's got a lot of good information that he's shared with all of us. So the link is going to, JJ, you want to throw that link up for Ron? There you go. JJ's got the link there, Whispering Pines. So go check that out if you would, and much appreciated. It's not on your channel? Okay. Do you have the link that you could throw up there for people? All right. So anyway, I want to thank all you guys for being here and being part of the chat. It does make it a lot more fun. We have a good time with it, and so appreciate your input. Yeah, Ron, if you could put a link up there so JJ could post it. But anyway, again, you know, appreciate all your guys' support. You guys are awesome. Remember, though, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. If we could ever figure that one out, we truly will be in much, much better shape. We have to stop letting them divide us. We have to come together as human beings. I think that's important. If we could do that, we can accomplish anything. That's really, really important. So, hope you guys didn't mind Hella coming in twice to say hello. My other daughter. I have my real daughter, and then I have my four-legged daughter. So, but anyway, also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Step, thing, and day. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, if you live by that acronym, you can accomplish anything. If you set realistic goals that you can reach, do that, you can find and do anything that you want to. So, yeah, Ron, if you could put the link somehow for people to be able to check that out, um, that would be great. So people could go over there and help you out a little bit. So, anyway, guys, I am going to jump off of here for now. Please be safe. Keep prepping. I will see you all tomorrow. I hope your weekend was awesome, and hope this week coming up is going to be good for you as well. All right, Prepper Nurse One out for now.